Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Another beautiful day here in Hollandale Beach. Brian Naddle, Samantha Perry with you a little bit later today at 12:50 post today. So joining you at 11:50 and tomorrow as well, Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby weekend, and we'll celebrate it here in Gulfstream Park as well. So happy Oaks Day to you.
Yeah, it's for the ladies today. Sorry.
I'm all pinked up
Hey,
here,
that's
so,
good.
right?
I like it. Yeah.
So a lot to look forward to. We've got 8 here. We've got 11 tomorrow. If you're not in the loop, Silks opened early today at 9:30. We'll do so again tomorrow with early posts in Louisville. Come on out here and fire away and say hi and get cracking, because a lot of great racing across the country. A lot of our horses. We've talked about them quite a bit. A lot of our horses at Churchill Downs poised to run very, very well. None more so than Forte. And in the Kentucky Derby, Samantha and I filmed some videos. They're all out there on Twitter and all that good stuff. But front and center here at Gulfstream Park, Rainbow 6 kicks off. 8-race card today, so the Rainbow will be in race 3. $400,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Again, race 3, I'll have a ticket there coming up. But the early pick 5 kicks off in the opener here, about 57 minutes to post. We'll take a quick look at my ticket. I will have the winner of race 1.
Yeah, you will.
Guarantee you
I
that.
feel it. Yep.
Yeah, 3 deep there. I've got them all covered. Don't say the all ball. I just go 3, 4, 7.
Okay,
so,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Single in race number 2 with the 4. Keep on coming. And Mike Yates first. Are excited to hear your thoughts on that 2-year-old race. And then 3 deep in race 3 with the 6, and that kicks off the Rainbow. Lightning Tones on top. In race number 4, your order is 62. And in race number 5, to get out of the sequence, number 3, Money Map on top there. We've got a replay. Money Map and Shenty going back at it again, and those are 2 of the ones I use. We'll get to the opener here. A little scratch bug. 1, 2, 5, and 6 are all out in here in the opener. I had the 5 and the 6, 1, 2, so I double scratch in to the 7. You talk about the 4. Not a bad thing to be a first-time starter in this race.
Yeah, no, not at all. And just a cozy spot in the middle as well. So that plays out well for this filly. And she was always my top pick in this spot. There are no works on her on XBTV, but I like the fact that she's had some really solid foundation at Palm Meadows, where Jose D'Angelo keeps his horses. He's done fairly well with first-time starters as of late. He's kind of getting more 2-year-olds, and like you said last year, he had quite a few of them as well. So I'm not sure what we'll get with this filly, because you're kind of going in a little bit blind with her. Obviously, we'll be here to look at them in the paddock and kind of just guide you through. But just based on the works alone and just that solid foundation, I think she could be okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree, and I was firmly using her. I've got her in second. She's 1 to 5 now. It's very, very early in the betting. Just keep an eye on that as post-time draws near. Law Machine is well drawn to the outside of her 2 rivals, and I always think that's a nice positive attack post. Off the claim for Kathleen O'Connell. She doesn't claim a lot of horses, which is kind of surprising. I actually like it.
It is, but oh gosh, this is a 3-year-old filly, a daughter of Constitution, who stands for over 130,000. Look where Brendan debuted her very first time. Brendan's not a trainer that will debut maiden claiming right off the bat, and I do know this filly. She's just not much.
Right.
You know, some horses have it and some don't, and she's a good-looking filly, but for 12.5, I wouldn't have purchased her personally, but this is probably the best-case scenario for her. All the scratches.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, she's outside to her 2 rivals. That's a really big advantage in a spot like this. Early pick 4 time in race number 2. These are the 2-year-olds. We ran the fillies yesterday. The Colts will come back today, going 4.5. Samantha, early pick 4 time.
Yep, I do have the early pick 4 ticket here, and hopefully it's a winning one. It's very, very small for me here today. Thanks for that, Brian. And the reason why is because I just have some really strong opinions in the 4th and the 5th race. Punch it a few times. The 2nd race, this would probably be the only one that maybe I would add or subtract, but it's good because you can do that here, this being the first leg. Take a look at them. Again, a lot of them are blind. You're just going off of pedigree. Race 3, the 4 is my top pick, or the 6, pardon me, is my top pick out of this spot. That's Lightning Tones for David Fox. They've gelded him now. I like that. In race number 4, the 2, Avidal Hero. I love the fact that this filly can sit off the speed. I think it's going to be a quick race. And in race number 5, the 3, Money Map, my best bet of the day.
I like it. We got a replay coming up of that race as well. Back to the 2-year-olds here. 6 of them are going to go to post. None of them have started yet, and Samantha will be out there to get a look at them, and we'll see, because that's important in a spot where I don't think anybody's really tipped their hand much. Jigsaw, Arundel. Well, Arundel's tipped their hand of late. They've been so hot.
Yes, yeah, they have. They've got 2 in this spot, the 1 and the 5. Jigsaw, his damn Conga Bello ran 73 times.
Yeah, 73. 15 for 73.
Yeah, it's we know she has some what's the word of endurance?
Miles?
Yes, there you go. Yeah, she's got that in the pedigree. No works on this horse, so again, let's look at him in the paddock.
Yeah, the dam, this is her 4th foal. None of them won on debut. They weren't much. Brethren, 7% with 2-year-old debuters, but the Arundel runners have been so hot and precocious, for that matter. The first time runs as a gelding, by the way. That was kind of a little bit of a late announcement. I've got the 4 Keep On Coming on top. Mike Yates has been so good with first-time starters. And again, those 2 works to me, and in this spot really jump off the page.
Yeah, they do. And then you look at who he's related to, the Misses, trained by Mike Yates. That horse took 3 tries to break the maiden, but has won again since then. So that's a nice little pedigree play here. Like you said, only 2 works, but Mike Yates, he does a good job with the horses that don't have all of that kind of back form with them. And good luck to him today with Dorth Vader.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Dorth Vader and the Kentucky Oaks. And I did the video on Dorth Vader.
You did?
Right? I did. Affirmative lady for Samantha, so it's out there on Twitter. Take a look at that. Have to Adiamo as well, who won here on debut. So, I mean, that's significant, and you can see the works. Down inside, Prevent... the other, well, Juan Alvarado trains this one of, Arendel's trainers, and he's been very hot at the Royal Palm meet.
Yeah, he has. I think the biggest concern for this horse is the post position. Yep, you don't want anybody on the inside, and you don't want anybody on the outside. Watch any of our 2-year-old race replays. Those 2 have had the worst of it, and it's not due to anything except the fact that it's experience.
Right, and don't forget, too, you mentioned it yesterday, it's a short finish line race, too. We saw Ralph Nix's homebred for Jacks Are Better break running and never look back, so that was a positive, if you can break. And it's, down inside can be a little tricky for a young horse. So 2 down, 6 to go. When we come back, it's rainbow time, $400,000 in the gross jackpot guarantee. Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. 12:50 post today if you're just joining us a little late. Tomorrow as well, we'll remind you on Kentucky Oaks Day here too. Stop by and hang out. Silks was open nice and early, and you can fire all day and early and often. But you can fire on the Rainbow Six too in race number 3, because the gross jackpot guarantee is up to $400,000, and it's going to grow quickly as we get to that $500,000 mark. We'll take a look at my ticket now, a $43.20 play. Nothing changed for me. Very few scratches on the card with the exception of race number 1. So we'll get to the 3rd in a second. In race number 4, I am 6-2 in that one. Bullock on top for me. A little bit of a spread in the 5th. I agree with Samantha. Money Map is my top pick in there. In race number 6, I go to the 2, Slim Slow Slider. Universal Payday is on my list as well. Replay coming up of that. Here's your single/best bet, Empress Ellie for Rohan Crichton. And then 4 deep, and that's your spread to get out of this sequence and to get out of this 8-race card. Angie from Colm. I don't know her, but that is my top
I wonder
pick.
where Colm is.
Yeah, I don't know. 43.20 though. But here we go in the 3rd now. We're on a fast main track. We're sprinting 7 furlongs. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 2. The tag 12.5 down to 10, and we've got our first replay of the day. And I'll throw it to you with Lightning and Ranger Danger.
Yeah, so these 2 faced each other last out. We have Danger Ranger here on the outside, Lightning Tones on the end. Thank you, Bob. And this is a race where Lightning Tones ran second, and you see him on the inside. And he was just so game kind of in the inside spot. Now, Danger Ranger had to travel more ground, which is kind of just never a place you want to be as far as off the turn. He's about 6 or 7 in the 7 path there, which that's not the best. Was he going to win the race? No. Lightning Tones just flattened out a little bit, but Super Royal Moon has been quite a nice horse at this level, at least. I think that Lightning Tones is the one to beat, as you do as well. But I just wanted to show that Danger Ranger, it was just a little too wide. I kind of wonder if this race is maybe a bit too far for him.
Yeah,
but
7 could be a little tricky for him. I feel like not only are they the best 2, though, but they come out of the best race. As well, and they're been in good form. Lightning Tones is going to run as a first-time gelding as well, so take note of that today. You're going to try to split them, though, at least, with hard to handle on the drop.
Yeah, this is a horse that another David Fox trainee as well, and I like the drop in class here. He's just been facing some pretty tough horses in this spot. It does have familiarity with that 7 furlong distance, which should help too.
Yeah, you look at local Labario and then the state bred allowance race, which is as good as a race we've run all year for the state breds for those 3-year-olds. So the drop has got to play for him, and he's certainly in my mix as well. The 8 race cards, as Samantha and I always mention, we've got horizontals galore right in a row, and the 4th kicks off the late pick 5. We're sprinting 5 on the Tapeta here, 3-year-old fillies in this starter optional claimer for 16. We'll take a look at Samantha's ticket.
Yeah, and in this race, this is my best bet. I'm just kind of a slowly building type of race, or pardon me, not my best bet, but a horse I really like that's Able Hero. And race number 5, the 3 money back, that is my best bet of the day for Sappy Joseph Jr. And in race number 6, the 2 is my top pick. That's Slim Slow Slider, but Universal Payday is going to be tough as well. I didn't want to leave that horse out here. If you want to take a stand, you can. Septemberton, maybe one that you could add in. He's freshened up since then. Race 7. This is a really tough race because only 2 horses in this field have won on the Tapeta before. Swinatra is my long shot of the day. Just kind of had to throw a dart at that one. And in race number 8, also spreading, but the 3 is my top pick. That's Beauty of the Sea, drawn much more ideal this time around.
Yeah, and might get loose in there, too. She really, really improved getting to turf last time. For Joe Orsino. So let's get back to the 4th here. And you mentioned Avatar Hero, strong opinion there. You thought maybe she can settle a little bit. I thought she might be as fast as anyone. Regardless, she's a huge threat here.
Yeah, she is. I thought Angelic Gal was going to be a big pace player, as well as Bullock. I think Bullock, Bullock kind of lost her speed last time, but maybe she'll get it back. I think that's going to be her best option. From the outside,
And Avatar Hero enters in such good form. Off the claim last time for Guadalupe Preciado, was a good second against similar, and you could probably argue against a little better too.
Yeah, the Omo Tin Girl's been pretty consistent.
And Bullock's outside. Mary Epler, you know, not huge off the claim, but the barn is going, has had a good, 2023. And I kind of like this horse a little bit. It's a nice post for a horse like this.
It is, and you kind of want it to be as well because she's gotten in some trouble in the lane. I know you didn't pick her last time, but you did pick her the time that she was disqualified. Yeah, so I'm glad you've signed back the divorce papers and are back with her again. But yeah, I just don't know what you'll get with her. She kind of seemed a bit flat last time to me, but it's a shorter field today. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, and she's got the speed to be involved throughout. We know sprinting on the Tapeta, even routing, it's been better. But sprinting on the Tapeta, you better be close because you're not going to loop a field. It's just not going to work. We both have some interest in Strike Jack. I didn't know what to make of Strike Jack because, quite frankly, she hasn't done any running, and now you can have her for 16.
Yeah, that's kind of a big question. But Jose D'Angelo, he's sneaky with these races. Him and Antonio Sano with these Tapeta races, they're very strong.
Yeah, I don't love her, but I'm not going to play a ticket without her either in a race where I'd like to think you can get through with those 3. Late pick 4 time in race number 5. We're on the turf here, 7.5 on a firm turf. Fillies, 3-year-olds and up, quarter is a tag in this maiden claimer. We'll take a quick look at my ticket. It just mirrors the rainbow for me. $18, 3x3. You can see the single in race number 7. Again, that's my best bet of the day. I had about 4 people ask me for a horse today already, and so Empress Ellie has got a lot of weight on her back, including Edwin Gonzalez. So take note of that, and then 4 deep in the finale. So there it is, $18 ticket. It, again, just mirrors My Rainbow. We'll get back to this race. It's somewhat tricky, but I know we can show Money Map and Chenti going at it, and I know you like the former quite a bit.
Yeah, I do. I really like Money Map. I think that this is a guy that's just getting more professional with each run. We saw him take control over down the lane, and this horse looked like the winner. Now, Chenti, the 6 on the outside, is just kind of idling a bit. It took a while for Chenti to get going, and these horses just came and swooped them up. They went a little bit quicker in the second half of the race. Money Map kind of faded out. I don't necessarily think that Chenti kicked on. I think that the other horses started to drop back, so it's a bit deceiving as far as kind of running on wise.
It's a good replay to show because we talk about this a lot. Okay, yeah, Chenti beat Money Map, but you watch the replay and it's easy to figure Money Map ran so much better than Chenti. He's doing all the dirty work. He's chasing a runoff leader that basically came back. You saw the race fall apart late. And Chenti, as Samantha said, just picked up the pieces.
Exactly, yeah.
Me personally, and I probably can speak for you, I'm taking a Money Map in that spot every time.
Yeah, you have to. And Chenti has had 12 chances. Now, that's not a lot, but I just see more upside, as you probably do too with Money Map.
Absolutely. Only 2 lifetime starts. I mean, you have to use Chenti, but if you're even if you're on a budget or you need to be a little tighter in there, which I think is what you did. Money Map is a very, very logical single. We got to try right in a rip here. Maybe the drop is for imposter syndrome. He's a fade for me anytime he pops up in the afternoon.
Yeah, he's been the beaten favorite 6 times. And I think after like the second time, we were all finished with him. So that means we might just have put him into the winner's circle here today, but I'm willing, and I think you are too, to be wrong.
Yeah, he's 6 times he's a beaten favorite, and he's had trips in those where he's tripped out in those races too. It's not like he's a horse, an Andy one or something, running into a ton of trouble every time out. He's had good trips, and he's not going to deliver. In for a quarter, maybe that's it. But we can fade him just a little bit. Late pick 3 time here on the 8-race Friday card. This is a good one too. Another starter optional claimer here for the 4-year-olds and up. We go that 1-turn mile on the main track, and we've got the replay of Universal Payday in Slim Slow Slider, who tangled last time.
They did, and this was on February 25th against each other. Slim Slow Slider has just been really fun to watch.
Cool horse.
Yeah, very cool horse. Universal Payday is there, and the 4-horse just kind of picking up the ground, trying to at least. And at this late in the stages of the race, it's too far to make any kind of a difference here. And that was a tough race for Slim Slow Slider because he just barely was putting his head down in front that time. I thought he didn't get it at first. That was the photo was much closer than it probably seemed. It's hard to say. In that Bright Future horse that he's faced last time.
Forte's workmate, right?
Forte's workmate. He might actually run today or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I think that Slim Slow Slider is going to be a tough horse. But the tables can turn. Universal Payday can maybe step up today.
They can. The race Slim Slow Slider comes out of is like up here against this group. You mentioned Bright Future, Giant Game. We know so well for Dale Romans.
He runs again tomorrow.
He runs. He was entered in the Ali Shiba. He scratched. He was entered and for a huge pot. He's a very nice horse. And then Captain O for Gustavo Delgado, who's got made in the Kentucky Derby. He's a stakes caliber horse too. This is a huge drop for Slim Slow Slider. The blinkers come off. Did you make anything? They were on last time, and now they're immediately right off.
No, I think that they were maybe just throwing a dart at the wall last time. I can't speak for Pete Walder. It seems a bit odd because he had done all of his running without him, threw him on. Maybe it was something he showed in the morning. You never know with these horses, but they're back off again.
Pete has, I think, 996 more wins than I do as a trainer.
Exactly,
so we have no problem with him coming up on 1,000 quickly. Well, just Universal Payday goes off the claim for Rohan Crichton, though, so maybe the gap can get bridged a little bit because this is a prolific barn. Yeah,
the whole championship meet, he was claiming and just in general firing so hot.
We got to talk about American Prince. Liz Doble, so good off the claim. He runs last time. Okay, Starship Renegade is streaking. Logico was my best bet the other day. He still hasn't finished. He was not good at all. And now American Prince in that race, off the claim, and she's so good. Boy, he didn't run at all.
No, and it was just like he didn't even really try either, which is a bit concerning now, taking a huge drop, coming back not very quick. It's been almost a month, so Wait and see.
Yeah, and like I said with Logical, he was my best bet, and he was in a good race the other day. He just didn't do any running at all. Now I'm just kind of starting to think that race maybe as good as Starship Renegade has been. What else was in there?
Not much.
No, and again, she does such a good job moving up. He's going to get played on the drop too,
Yeah.
and that's why I think he's a very tricky read today
Yep.
to see which way he goes. Late double time in race number 7, and it's a good one on the Tapeta here. $35,000 claimers, 3-year-old fillies or 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3. The condition is in there too. We'll lead with you, Swoonatra. You're just going to try to get this horse loose?
I don't think that she'll get an easy
Okay.
lead on this spot. I was kind of looking for a long shot.
Okay.
I switched some things around to make her one. And this is a filly that she shocked a lot of people
Yeah.
her last 2 outs, and she's ran a bit even. Now, my biggest concern with her, she's 0 for 5 on the Tapeta.
Right.
I think she'll have company on the front end, but sometimes on paper, when we look at these races, Brian, and I'm sure you do too, we look at it and we think, okay, there's going to be some speed in this race, but then when the gates pop open, nobody goes.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's very frustrating.
It is. It's very frustrating. Yeah. So, oh gosh, just as a rider, you want to have that clock in your head of how fast they're going. Swoonatra could be a filly that is just gone goodbye, but I don't think she'll have an easy go of it. But at least she tries hard, and that's what I like about her.
Sure, she's a cool horse. Danny Hertak's done a good job. He's gotten 2 wins off the claim for her. She doesn't owe them anything. Claimed her for 35 and right back in it today. I will say this for her chances. We've talked about it. We've alluded to it. Speed has done a lot better routing on the Tapeta later.
Yep.
My best bet of the day is Empress Ellie, and the speed is the word in here. We scratched the 7 Starry Hope. She had no chance up front, so it's irrelevant in terms of the flow of the race. But as Samantha said, you look at all the others in here, they all want to be close early.
They do.
To me, Empress Ellie is just going to be sitting back licking her chops.
Yeah, she will be. And Rohan Crichton as well. A big drop.
Yep.
A little bit of a layoff to answer to. Actually, it's just simple. So, 5 months. I would count that as a layoff here, but she has been working some since, which is a good indication to show that everything's good, just maybe minor setbacks. So she's 4 years old. She's raced 14 times, but again, one of the only 2 horses in this race that's won on the Tapeta.
Yeah, 1 for 8, but she does have a W. It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal in this spot.
The work certainly whisper ready, and to me, this is just a race flow kind of thing. Big Ban Louisiane is, I think, probably the speed of the speed, but I thought it was odd that Dave Fox has her now. She's been here a while and didn't really get to the races.
To the races. Yeah, exactly. And she's worked a couple of times on the Tapeta, which is good to see. Never ran on the Tapeta here.
Yeah, she's got Woodbine form.
She
and
does.
She's got speed. They'll know she's in there. Just kind of take maybe a little bit of a wait and see approach.
Play her next time. The second off the Woodbine, that really
Exactly.
kind of proved to be profitable during the championship meet. So
That's a very good point, too. And Dave, who's solid enough with firsters, maybe 9 or 10%. With second-time starters, he's like 28%. It's not the same angle, but it still kind of applies here. We'll get out on the turf in the finale. It's a 5-furlong dash. Maiden optional claimer. Florida Breds don't need to be in for the tag here. 3-year-old fillies or the Florida Breds. And we've got the exacta reverse. Beauty of the Sea is going to fly early on.
Yes, she will. And we've got a replay here, and I want to show it because this filly, her second start, and she was drawn to the 10 post. This was so impressive to me because it's so hard to draw as a lightly raced filly for one. Nobody on your outside, and just look how game she was. She had to do more work than anybody else in this field. Now, who'd she really run against? Not the strongest of group, I guess, would be the best thing to say. Olympic Artist is one that's just always there but never gets there.
Right.
I just think she's eligible to improve off that. Bucheros, wow, they have really been kind of doing it all, which is impressive to see. And congrats to Kelsey Danner with Dance Macabre, who just won another stake race here. We saw come up the rail in the championship meet, another son of Bucheros. So second off the layoff, drawn more ideal. I think she'll be a big player.
Yeah, I mean that race is the one they all have to get to, and she might move forward off that
Yeah,
race.
exactly.
You know, only her second start, only her first on turf. I went with the 2, Angie from Coolum, for Kelsey Danner. You know, she hasn't run since October. That's a little bit of a worry. She does return with Lasix. The work certainly looked good to me.
Yeah, they do. They're solid. They're on the turf, which would probably be the most comparable thing to working a horse on the Tapeta. She's at Palmetto. She's going to leave some horses here over the summertime. It's good to see. We're getting Lasix for the first time as well. Hoax, who won that race in October, that's an average horse. Yeah, and then
O'Darlin's okay, though.
O'Darlin is, but O'Darlin wasn't that great last time.
No, that's very, very fair.
Yeah.
So we'll see what we get today. I like the turf drills and the Lasix, and we like the job that Kelsey does as well. And no action. I don't know what tough to work out a trip from down there, and I'm not sure. I know she was okay last time. This is a better group, I think.
It is, and she's going to have to be sent.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a bummer for her. I don't. It's a lighter field, but she's going to have to go, and it's going to be hard.
Little tricky spot.
Yeah.
Take note, Jose Alonso rides the 6 as well. Pete's upstairs with all the details on that. So that's it. 8 races today for us on Kentucky Oaks Day. So big lightning round for you just to kind of talk about and give you a little bit of an overview of the weekend as well of what we've got going on here. And we'll start it out. You were Oaks picks. We filmed yesterday, but who you got?
I've got Botanical. We talked about this, and you can check out our videos on YouTube. I just posted ours on Twitter. Botanical coming in with some Tapeta form, which is interesting. I love the way she worked last time. If you don't trust wet paint, she could be gone, but I like Botanical's chances today.
Yeah, I mean, she's a player, and she's a little bit of a wild card, and you get some value. I'm really looking for value with the 4 South Lawn, who I feel like it's the time of the year, certainly Kentucky Derby as well, but it's the time of the year you want to try to identify the horses that are getting good at the right time, and she looks like one tonight.
And that's such a key thing with these trainers coming into a race like the Oaks or the Derby. You want them to peak at the right time. You hit the nail on the head there, and there's a lot of these that maybe they put their best race behind them. I kind of worry, not to pick holes in your South Lawn, I kind of worry that might be the case with her. And if you like South Lawn, and if you're playing kind of a spread type of race, you have to add in Pretty Mischievous. Back with Tyler Gaffleone, he was not a boarder last time because he had a ride in Dubai. He knows how to win on her for Brendan Walsh, and this is a fun field today. Yeah,
back-to-back 4s, I think, for Pretty Mischievous out there, so she's a big threat in there.
Yep, she is.
Your best bet today?
My best bet today is Money Map for Sappy Joe's.
Money Map. I've got Empress Ellie in race number 6. I lose my long shot today out of the first race. How about you?
Swinatra.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we're going to have dueling best bets and long shots here, 8-1.
So we already mentioned, and you're kind of a part of it now. First post today and tomorrow is at 12:50. So Samantha and I will join you at 11:50 for Gulfstream today, tomorrow. But again, Silks will be open at 9:30 on that early post at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby Day. And speaking of the Derby, the wagering guide, which is free, you can get it out there, and all our picks are in there as well. And we'll talk about the Derby, and you can see our picks on Twitter and YouTube and all that. But very, very expansive wagering guide, and this is the one I like, the money back.
Yes.
If you bet, you can get upwards of $10 for each bet that runs second and third at Churchill Downs this weekend.
Yeah, and it's good because if you're losing, maybe you get a little extra.
You don't get money back when Padma runs 7th, though.
No, you don't. Yeah. No, it's okay. We've got a few more races left.
A little bit of a problem for me. One of the championship horses we saw that didn't run well today at Churchill Downs. Last but not least, this is a cool one, too. Now, we've got a Preakness future bet, and this closes tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You and I talked about it walking back to the office yesterday. I'll tell you what, if you like a Derby horse, and, you know, Derby winner is going to go to Baltimore, it's going to be about 6-5. Not going to be 6-5 in that bet.
No, it won't. And this is good because you go online. You can look it up just on first.com or the Preakness website. They've got it. You can look at kind of your horses and what they've done. Play a future wager. Yeah. I'm going to put some money down today. Just let's see where we go.
The pool is, I think I saw the pool is already bigger than any future bet that was offered this year. So it's been very, very well received. And if you have a strong opinion tomorrow, you can really do some damage if that plays out and you get to go to Baltimore in a couple weeks, like you get to go to Baltimore in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
that's it. Almost world record time here. 29 minutes to post for the opener. Pete's upstairs. He'll guide you through the card, and we will be back for that opener at 12:50. Best of luck today.